Uh, we have a lot of problems here in America that we need to take care of. First of all, I'm not one that will try to get one party into office, but after hearing how the Democrats want to take the United States to being socialism, we just can't do that. America was not founded on them principles. Socialism does not work. If it worked, Russia would still be socialist today. It took a great president to bring down the Iron Curtain. And that's exactly what Ronald Reagan did. He brought down the Iron Curtain. He brought down Russia. So, and now we have the Democrats that's going far, far left. And, we just can't allow this to happen in our country. And I'm not saying that we should rise up and fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that America should not become socialists. And the Democrats, all they want to do is cater to the illegal immigrants. I'll agree with what a lot of people say, even Alan Dershowitz. He's a liberal judge. He tells everybody he's liberal, and I agree with almost everything this man says. Without borders, we don't have a country. We need borders. And he also says that he doesn't want to see Trump get in trouble, and nor should Hillary be in trouble. Now this last election was a hard-fought election in 2016. The only person that should be blamed for the outcome of the election is Hillary Clinton. She didn't campaign hard enough or anything like that. Hillary should accept the responsibility on her own. She just didn't cut the mustard, and that's all I gotta say. She didn't work hard enough. But, when you see these other Democrats talking about bringing socialism here to America, that's not what our forefathers wanted for our country. We need to get back to the basics of American values, what America stood for, what our forefathers believed. Our U.S. Constitution is as biblical as you can get. So, let's keep America the way she is. America is great. Now you got a lot of black people out there that's supporting Trump. That Pastor Scott, he's a brilliant young pastor. So, we all just need to learn to try and be a little nicer to one another. Start listening to each other. Because when you're yelling at each other, you don't hear what the other person is saying. We need to start listening. Because if we don't listen, we can't learn. And if anybody has ever seen the movie Remember the Titans, what did Herman Boone tell his football team when he took them to Gettysburg? He told them, if we don't come together right here, right now, we too will be destroyed. Is that what's going to happen here in America? Are we going to destroy ourselves because we can't get along? Just because we have a difference of opinions? People's going to go out and get beat up because they don't believe the way this other person believes? I mean, come on. We can all learn to agree to disagree. We don't have to hurt one another. God made this country. He made America what it is. You know, we need to get back to those principles. You know, what was so wrong with saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I remember saying the Pledge of Allegiance when I was in school. What is so wrong with that? And we said the Pledge of Allegiance in ROTC. We sung the national anthem. We sung the Marine hymn. Well, what is so wrong with doing that? Why do the Democrats hate God so much? I mean, they could say that they don't, but their actions say they do. And action speaks louder than words. You know, I can understand why President Trump wants the border wall. It's to keep out the riffraff that from coming into our country. We have terrorists that tries to come in through our southern borders. You got the drugs and illegal guns coming in from the southern border. We need the wall to protect our southern border. Now, Mexico wants to say, "Oh, you can't build a wall," but yet they have a wall on their southern border. So why is it okay for Mexico to have one, but it's not okay for the United States? You know, other countries should not be able to dictate what America can do. This is our country. Not Mexico's, not Canada's, not Russia's, not China's. No other country should have a right to come in and try to tell us what we can do or what we can't do. And our government should not go along with that. And these so-called judges that sit on the bench, their job is not to legislate from the bench. Their job is to interpret the law as it's written in the Constitution. They're supposed to follow the laws of the land, not make them up as they go along. I love this country. I may not agree with everything that our government stands for or what our government does, but this is America. This is the greatest country in the world. A lot of men and women have died for this country. And another thing that sticks in my craw is these NFL football players who want to kneel protesting the national anthem because of what they say the police do. You know, when I was working, you know, we didn't get to protest on the job. If we protest on the job, you know, we'd get fired. You know, when those football players when they're out there on the field, they're on the clock. You know, why should they get special privileges to protest on their job when the rest of America can't? If they want to protest, wait until after they're off the field and they do it in their own time. Not when they're on the football field, because nobody wants to see this political bullcrap. They want to see a football game. So, you know, we need to cut this crap out and start putting America first, the American people first, Because if we don't do that, then we're lost. We can't help every other country before we try to take care of our own. We have elderly people here going hungry. We have children here going hungry. We have veterans living on the streets. And look at the streets in San Francisco. You got needles and human feces laying all over the sidewalks and stuff. We can't have that here in America. We need to take care of our own before we help other countries. Let's start taking care of the children here in America, making sure that they're not going hungry, making sure that our veterans are taken care of, making sure our elderly people are taken care of. We need to take a long look at some of these Oriental countries like Japan. Their most precious resource is their elderly, because they believe they lived long enough. The older you get, the wiser you get. Here in America, they're just old people. They don't know what they're talking about. They lived longer. They're smarter. They've been through what a lot of us is going through nowadays. So we need to listen to our elderly people. We need to make sure that they're not going hungry and that they have homes. We just can't put people out because they don't believe the way I do, or their skin color is different from mine, or they don't believe like I believe. That one's Muslim, this one's a Catholic, that one's a Baptist, this one over here is a Pentecostal, and we can't do that. We have to learn to put our petty differences aside and start working to better the country. We want to start setting the example for the children of the future. Because the children of today, you want them to have a better country. You want them to have a better tomorrow. So let's start working on that now. Quit beating up each other, because fighting doesn't solve anything. One person might win a fight that day, then the one that loses the fight, I'm going to get you back. That doesn't work. My grandfather said, it takes a little man to start a fight, but it takes a big man to walk away from one. And then he says, if somebody does something wrong, if you can't forgive them, that sets you below them. If you get even with them, that's all you are. You're even with them. But to forgive them sets you above them. I never really guess I got the meaning of that when I was a kid, but I know now. And I am really trying to live by what my grandfather said. I admit that there's times that I don't do it, and I wish I could. But, it's hard. I couldn't even begin to fill my grandfather's shoes, not even a little bit. He was a very special man. And to some of my other family members, as to my birth dad, me and him made our peace with each other. And I don't want to go into details with it because it takes too long, but I just want those family members to know that we made our peace with each other. We told each other that we loved each other and all that. But I miss my dad. His birthday's coming up. Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas is coming up, and those are the really hardest holidays to get through. I know it's not easy for my wife Mary because she misses her mom. So me and Mary, we kind of know what each other's going through, and we try to be there for each other. But to get back to what I was talking about, we need to start talking without arguing. And if you can't find common ground, then agree to disagree and try to find some common ground and start building from that. You find something that you can agree on, and then you build from that. Just don't dwell on stuff that you don't agree on. You got to find common ground to start laying some kind of foundation work to heal this country. The president can't do it by himself. He needs us all. It's going to take us all to heal the country. So we all must work together. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.